So trust is like glass. Once it's broken, you can always like join it by using some glue or something, but it will never be without the cracks. You'll always be like, oh, once he broke my trust, can I trust him again? There'll be, once we break someone's trust, there are only few people who trust you in the first place.
Okay, tell me about yourself first.
I'm Nikhil. I'm 17 years and my dad is an accountant and my mom is a teacher.
Okay, how many siblings you have?
I do not have siblings. I'm single child.
Very good, you are single child. So
Yes, kind of lucky.
Lots of pampering and all the things you got from your family.
Very much, sir. That's why I'm in this trip, I guess.
Okay. What do you think about in your life? What you admiring more, that love or money?
So we had this topic in our English class when Bhumika ma'am was there. I chose love there, but honestly, even money is required for satisfying the loved ones.
Yes.
Because like love is very materialistic.
Correct.
We can't just tell it's no, oh, I choose love.
Correct.
What I've learnt is, you need money to live a happy life.
Correct.
And people tell you can't buy happiness with money.
Correct.
You can buy your mom a home or a mobile or something.
Correct.
Which makes them happy, which makes them feel, oh, he's a worth it son. Think there is a son
Right.
who loves his mother very much, but he hasn't done anything, he doesn't have any job. Obviously his mother will be in disbelief, like, oh my god, what have I raised?
Correct, exactly.
So it is both in a well-balanced life which is required, sir. If you need to first love, and then you have to make time to satisfy them and to make them have a happy life. You need to make them not feel betrayed or anything. Yeah.
So in your point that both the things should be needed, love also needed, and that be love forever, we need money also, like that.
Very much agreed, sir. Because there are people who don't have any money, they just live with themselves, they have to survive. That is very idealistic and it's great. But if you have money, you can always subtend and you can become better than what you are.
After that you told that no, money is more important than love, because of to maintain that love you need first money.
Basically what I wanted to tell is, sir, you're basically surrendering to this love. By money by itself, think you're alone, you have nobody, you can live a lavish life. But once you come to the point where I have to share it to someone, because by itself you know everything. But when you tell it to your friends, oh, I did this and I had fun there in Kerala or something, that's more fun to tell them than to live the experience. Remembering and cherishing the memories with the loved ones is more important than having the money itself.
So the things is that if you earning money for your loving one only, right? So
Yes, sir.
Which one is you giving more importance?
Importance is for love, sir. Money is required for love. For love is not required for money.
So in your life, as many things you have done already, you have crossed 17 years of old.
Yes.
So as per your convenience, as per your opinion, who is the good person, hero or villain?
So many people tell it's hero because of obvious reason, because he's the main star of
Correct.
every hero like movie and something. But I choose villain because when you see hero, he will sacrifice you for the entire world.
Correct.
But a villain, when it comes to villain,
Right.
he'll sacrifice the entire world for the loved ones.
Okay.
And that's what I admire about villains. Because if you have a trust of people, a group of people who you trust, why would you sacrifice them for someone who you don't know? That's my mindset, sir.
Okay, so you thinking about that you should be selfish, like that?
Not like that, sir, but people who has helped you and throughout your life who has been for you, why would you choose others over them?
So villain, you have seen that the many other villains is like that also. The person is thinking about himself only. The person is not at all bothered about the other people. So what is your opinion? Is that good or bad?
So many if you go to the movie set, there are few villains who are psychopaths who just think about themselves. But I'm talking villains about do you know Thanos? Yeah, he has sacrificed many things. Like he lost his daughter. He just wants the world to be at better peace.
Correct.
But by sacrificing half of the world.
Correct.
But not everyone thinks of the same way because they are sacrificing their loved ones for others' peace.
Correct. So indirectly you are talking about the person who is a hero. That person might be a selfish person.
Yeah.
Because of they are thinking about their family, themselves or himself or herself, like that only.
Exactly. They have been through a lot, the villains, and they see a broader perspective. That's what I admire about them, sir.
Nikhil, already that previous comment, I found something that what do you think about between the people trust?
So trust is like glass. Once it's broken, you can always like join it by using some glue or something, but it'll never be without the cracks. You'll always be like, oh, once he broke my trust, can I trust him again? There'll be, once you break someone's trust, there are only few people who trust you in the first place in this whole world. And if you break their trust, then you just prove the point that there are few people who trust you.
But the things you talking like that, it's I am also believing on that. But is it possible that that person every time loyal to other person?
So when so there can be every time loyal, but when it comes to choosing between two people, who will I help now? Think you have some valuable information about other person, which you know will hurt the other person. Now you can either choose to tell them, prevent it from happening, but you break the other person's trust. Who told this information to you? So it just becomes a big game of choosing between two people and two set of people.
So definitely one, if you have chosen, another you are breaking the trust of others.
Yes, sir.
So any comment on that?
So the best thing you can do is just let it do whatever they want. Just don't break anyone's trust. I've learned this the hard way. I did many sort of things like this where I broke someone else's trust on by telling people who I care more about. Then I realized it's not my part to play. They told me.
Yeah, I understood. If you are not telling the things to whom you are trusting more, so if you are not telling that, it might be possible the person is thinking about that you are not trusting him or her like that. It is also can be possible. Right?
That is possible, sir. But once you have to realize that it's not our plan. If they want to do something, it'll end up becoming them. If you get involved, your bonds with them start breaking. It's important to have more people together than just having few.
That anything happened to you that you are not liking and you are thinking that is over, that means overthinking you are doing out of that?
Yes, sir. I am personally an overthinker. So anything that minute things happen, I just overthink, oh, why did it happen? And by mistakenly, if the dots connect, like if it relates to something which happened to me in previous past, then I start thinking, oh, it might be true, even though it's just nonsense in my head. But others will think it as nonsense, but it makes sense to me. But I can't unthink it, because once you overthink, you just can't do anything. And combine that with introvertism, you just can't communicate it with the people you want. And then you'll just be stuck in forever and you just keep thinking and waste time. So what we should do is, we should just communicate with the people and not hesitate at all. Because telling them something, even if it opposes them, at least they'll get to know how you see them, instead of just fake acting and being a fake friend.
So if you are introvert and you converted yourself into extrovert, it is also a difficult thing, right?
Yes,
sir. If you're talking about that, if you are not able to convey, and you're talking about again besides that you should convey, how it is possible both the things together?
So only way possible is, like, you should have a good friend circle who motivate you to do so. Because by yourself you can't do many things in life. You need good set of friends who come to you and ask about you every day, and the bond trust increases. And then an introvert will feel, okay, I can probably tell him how I feel. And then if they react well, he'll continue. Else, you can find new friends. That's the only way.
The things is, you were introvert, now you are thinking about you overcome that problems and you become extrovert.
I wouldn't say I'm completely extrovert, but I'm like in middle now.
Okay, so definitely now that your answer says that you were sometime an introvert person, but now due to that friendship, due to that you are conveying things to others, so now you become extrovert. Little bit, that average you.
Ambivert.
Okay. I could find the things, you can find many other theories on life. So what do you think about the human being's life would be? That means what the things that gives people happy?
So I had this thought which I made, which says, life is where past follows you and you follow the future. It's all set. What was meant to happen will happen. You can't. You just think that, oh, what if I would have done this? I could have prevented from breaking that bond. Or what if I would have done this? I wouldn't have ended up in this bad condition. But what do you think is, you did that for a reason, but you're just hiding it from yourself. You always know the answer to it, but you just can't bring it to yourself to accept that it is true. That you just trick your own brain there. And what I think about life is that I personally had many friends when I was in 10th, and now we have split it up a lot, and now we barely talk. So what I say is, I wish I could have continued the bond, but I guess we just cut off so many bonds for obvious reasons, and it was meant to happen. I mean, I personally want to get back to them, but I want some support from them as well. So I hate it when there is one-sided things.
Okay.
So I think life is best lived when you just continue everything. You just don't have to leave, and you just start regretting everything you've ever lived.
Okay, so that anything bad also you have experienced, that is also you are accepting, and the things is going to be good in future, that is accepting, like that I can tell.
Somewhat, sir, because you never know, if you had the previous friends, you wouldn't have all the new friends which you had now. So all the memories you're making now with your new friends wouldn't have been possible if you didn't have cut off the bonds in the previous ones. So it's just bittersweet, sir. It's good and bad.